All right, welcome back, guys, to the Family Nurse Podcast, where we dive deep into the world of aesthetics. I am Injector Jon.
And I am Aesthetic Nurse Nicole.
And thanks for joining us. Well,
yes,
today, I would say this evening, because we're filming this evening, but yeah. So we talked about last episode a lot about like skin treatments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yes,
we were going to kind of stem into, because it's fall, winter time, a lot of people do their more advanced skin treatments this time of year, just because a lot of people don't like being in the sun when they're getting their microneedling, skin resurfacing lasers, things like that. So we were going to kind of discuss like skin treatments to consider this time of year to really kind of repair the sun damage that happened over the summertime. So Nicole, you just got is it the Cyton laser?
Yes. So we just got the Cyton Moxie BBL. We are loving it. Absolutely loving it.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's a perfect time of year. You know, we really want to make sure that you protect your skin and you don't have a suntan and things like that. So this is definitely the time that everyone prefers to do these treatments.
100%. And your Cyton laser, right? It's a BBL Moxie. So it's a BBL, right? Broadband light. Is that what it stands for? And that targets hyperpigmentation, sun damage, the brown spots. And then your Moxie's treating, basically, it's like a skin resurfacing treatment, right?
Exactly. And Moxie can still do pigment, but definitely your BBL is going to be more targeted towards the pigment, where your Moxie is going to be more of that non-ablative kind of resurfacing of the tissue.
Love. Yeah. At my practice, you have BBL, we have IPL, intense pulse light. I mean, that's been around for years. Very, very similar technology. And then I have Erbium skin resurfacing, which is kind of like the niece of the CO2 skin resurfacing lasers, but that's by far an ablative laser. So you have a little bit more downtime with that. But I just got RESN's PDGF, which stands for platelet derived growth factor. And poor Nicole, like all of our Allergan friends, had to hear me talk about it because I just had it done and I'm obsessed with it. And, you know, this is like, you know, aesthetic medicine's ever changing. And we talk about Botox filler all day, every day, but regenerative medicine, which in the previous episode, the one that's coming out very soon with Olivia.
Yes, she touched on all of that with us, which was
huge. But one thing did we talk about PDGF with her? I think we did.
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Yeah. Because she was starting it. And I think she's now kind of a spokesperson for them as well, which is really cool. But PDGF basically takes the place of PRP or PRF. If people don't know what PRP or PRF is, that's platelet-rich plasma or platelet-rich fibrin, right, Nicole?
Yes.
And basically with that, we draw your blood, we use a centrifuge, spin it down, and then we take that little yellow substance, which is your own stem cells growth factor, and we utilize that either after a microneedling treatment, during, or even on top of compromised skin after like an ablative laser. So PDGF actually takes the place of PRP and PRF. It's not drawn from your blood. It comes with hyaluronic acid, this hyaluronic acid liquid, and there's already pre-drawn platelet-derived growth factor. You mix the two together, and then you apply it either during like a skin pen microneedling treatment, and you can microneedle it, and you can actually utilize it instead of your glide gel for the skin pen, which is really cool.
Yeah, that is nice.
I mean, you can use, it doesn't really matter. I know for my RF microneedling, I applied it afterwards, and you're supposed to leave it on for about 6 hours. But what I've noticed and what the technology does is it helps to speed up the recovery time afterwards, increases your collagen production. It actually has 1,000 to 3,000 times more growth factor than regular PRP and PRF alone. So
wow,
pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, and your skin, it looked incredible.
Oh my God. Is this light showing it a little?
It is.
I can't. Oh my God.
I do always like to throw in, definitely check your own state's laws, because with microneedling and all that, you could put it topically after, but it's just that you want to make sure you're following your state regulations and everything with what you're using to microneedle. So just keep that in mind as well. But yes, incredible product. I'm so excited to see, because the results you're getting are incredible. So
it's really good.
Something I might have to dabble in.
Well, and so many people want to get these advanced skin treatments done, but they hate the downtime. And if we can give them a product like this to put on topically afterwards, that can kind of cut down on that downtime, so that way they can go back to regular life, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it's huge. And I think too, like some people would love to get these treatments done, but they're not big fans of getting their blood drawn. You know, people can get Botox or fillers, but the second we tell them we have to draw their blood, they're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Absolutely not. No. Yeah.
So having an alternative to that, I think, is huge too.
It completely bypasses it. Yeah. The big thing with people getting IPLs or BBLs, I know like people them coming in, they're probably wondering, okay, like they come back from a trip, they think they can just get it done. You have to make sure your skin is not burnt. You cannot already have a deep tan. If you have a deep tan, you have to wait till you're less pale. And also self tanner. No, with a self tanner. And how is it for like 2 weeks or something?
Yes. Yeah. So that's a big one. I think people think because it's a fake tan that it's okay, but BBL and IPL are looking for pigment in the skin. So even if you have fake pigment on the skin, it can burn. It's going to get too hot and it can burn because it's targeting too much of that. With Moxie, it is technically a little bit more safe for all different types of skin types and colors of Fitzpatrick's because it's targeting water in the skin rather than pigment. So it's not going to get too hot on someone that's a little bit of a darker complexion than someone that's a little lighter. So our people that have melasma or things of that nature, we do like to opt for something like Moxie over BBL. There's just a couple different options, and that's why we got both because everybody needs something.
No, it's great. And I know at my practice we have erbium skin resurfacing, and that's very, very similar. You can do that on most Fitzpatrick skin types, but it's definitely for IPL, BBL, it's those like Fitzpatrick 4 and above that we have to be kind of careful with. Some Fitzpatrick 4s we can do, but it's a very close follow up with them just to make sure that they don't have any burning or any kind of reverse like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and things like that for them.
Yeah, we're very lucky because we just got the newest technology. So we got the BBL Heroic. So it uses technology to kind of like check your speed and your pulses and make sure you have overlap. So you're not actually picking up and having to stamp. You're just gliding along the skin and the machine is doing it for you. So it's almost impossible to burn somebody. It's incredible technology.
Yeah. I feel like we're finally getting to the era in this day and age where people can get a skin treatment done and they can go out in public, go to Wegmans, go wherever. And people might go, oh my God, look at their face. But they're kind of like, what did you get done? Like, because they're going to look good in a week or two.
Yep. And you still look glowing. Even though you're red, you're still glowing. Your skin still looks, exactly. Yeah.
So I feel like all of these treatments are becoming way more normalized in our culture. I feel like before it was like, oh my God, I have to lock myself in my house for a week. Now, no, go about your life. Like, of course, like me and you, Nicole, I mean, I would get a CO2 ablative laser and go out the next, it doesn't matter to me. But
I went to an event once after the Zeo 3-step peel. I was peeling like a snake. It was actually, it's probably inappropriate for me to be in public. And I went to the event. I was like, I don't care.
It's fine. Yeah.
Who cares?
Your face was literally snowing.
Yeah, exactly. In sheets, literal sheets.
One of my patients actually reached out to me. We did a Tox booster peel using the VI peel. Then we did her Botox right after it. And she messaged me on day 4. And you usually peel from days like 3 to day 5. And she messaged me and she was like, there is literal dead skin just falling onto my keyboard. Like this is insane. But she goes, but I'm in love with it.
We like to call it jerky over here. We call it Nicole jerky.
I can't. Ew. What? What do you call it?
Jerky. It's jerky.
But I think people listening are not going to get jerky after this. I don't know.
We've turned them off.
What is this? Skin jerky? What is this, Nicole?
You're like, oh, it's Nicole jerky.
I can't. Oh my God. Do you guys do Zeo peels, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. So Zeo, we have the 3 steps. So Zeo has a peel above the 3-step, but it's more, you have to do it in a controlled setting with like an MD. So that one's very, very strong. The 3-step is still strong. It's the one that you really peel from. It's like 7 to 10 days. And then we have kind of similar to your like Revitalize peel, like it's called our Glow and Go. So it's not as much downtime. You have maybe a little bit of flaking, but it's more of like to give you that instant glow.
Okay. Yeah. We have Bauer peel, which is more of that no peel, like you talk about how you could do it. very, very minimal. Like people usually don't have any downtime. If anything, maybe a little flakiness for 2 days. And then our VI peel, which is a medium strength peel, and it kind of targets, acne scarring, pigmentation, texture, you name it.
Hey guys, just popping in to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Injector Jon and Aesthetic Nurse Nicole. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section.
Nicole and I were just at the MD Codes Cadaver Lab. So MD Codes is basically, it's in, it was hosted in California, but Dr. Mauricio de Maio, he is from Brazil, right, Nicole?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's a whole new way of thinking in aesthetics. It basically like medicalizes what we do and tells us the why behind the injection, which is really, really great.
He's come up with it's almost like a mathematical equation on how to treat each patient in a way that we can all start to get on the same page. So we can get away from this pillow face look and having injectors treating the wrong areas. So it was great to hear.
It was amazing. But Nicole and I both shared a hotel room, and she didn't get in until later that night. And I'm like being the old man that I was in bed with my retainers then. And I was like, honey, it's 10 o'clock. Like, don't know if I'm going to be up for you. She got in at 10. She's like, wait up for me.
Wait up. Don't fall asleep.
And I'm like, why? Why? But I'm like, okay, I'll try. So all of a sudden she comes in, it's at 10:30, and she throws something on me and goes, oh, I got you PJs. I go, wait, what? What did you get me? And I look and it says Gunkel on it. And this girl, she's been a little edgy the past month. She's been saying no more, which I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I've been trying.
But after a while, I'm like, wait, this behavior is not leaving. This is like,
it's only getting worse.
So I texted her literally that day. Did I not that morning?
Like a couple hours before.
I was like, bitch, are you pregnant? And she goes, no, but we're taking a pregnancy test later in the room. I'm like, great. Well, gives me a shirt that says Gunkel on it, and she's pregnant. So,
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. I cannot believe you're 3 months pregnant.
I know. It's crazy.
Well, literally, I'm like, are you going to do something about the lines in your forehead? Like, are they? No, we have to look at them. No, I'm kidding.
No, seriously, I'm not even kidding you. My own husband was like, I've never seen you with expression like these kind of lines. I don't know you like this.
Well, and guys, she also Grubhubbed Wendy's to the hotel room at 10:30. Like, she comes up, she had chicken tenders, I think. Would you have a hamburger? What else did you have? And fries.
French fries, and a root beer.
If you know Nicole, listen, she likes to eat, but this behavior is not normal.
It's not normal. That is not normal.
She's Miss Peruvian fitness over here. Like, she does not eat fast food like that. So I'm like, wow, there is a lot going on. But it makes so sense, and I can finally breathe because I'm like, there's a reason behind this.
Well, no, it's so funny because I feel like you always text me, you're like, you're just so edgy. Like, something's up with you? I'm like, nothing's up with me. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stop complaining to Jon.
No, I love it. I was like, oh, this is so great. You're so optimistic all the time, which I am too, but like, oh my God.
I was waiting to tell you in person, but it was so hard to keep it a secret.
All of us from the Fill Me In podcast are so happy for you, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you.
And tell them what you're having.
It's a boy.
Yay.
Yes, it's a boy.
I love it. Oh my God. Have you guys?
We're very excited.
Have you guys like thought of names yet? Or
it's so funny. My husband's like, I feel like you're just making these names up. Like, there's no way that's a name. We are on totally different sides when it comes to names. So that should be interesting.
Oh my God. So you have a few in mind.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a few that we've like, that we can agree on, and we'll keep looking. We have 6 months though.
Yeah, you have a while.
Yeah, we'll keep looking. Yeah.
Now, so I have to know. So, are you going to be looking for a house in the meantime?
Yeah. We're hoping in the new year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fun. So much. Yeah, I know. So much is happening. So much. Yeah. And it's just so funny because I feel like I've always been, it's not that I never wanted kids, but I've always just been so business focused and career focused. And this year I turned 31 and everything changed. And I'm like, wow, never thought I'd be here. And it's exciting. I'm loving it. Well, people always say, because they ask me the same thing in the office. They're like, are you and Corey going to have kids? I'm like, yeah, 100%. We're just, I just feel like we're not nowhere near yet where I want to be.
Yeah.
And, but you know, and they all tell me the same thing. They're like, there's no perfect time.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, I know this is true.
Right. But you also don't want to rush it. You know, don't. I feel like there's definitely like you're building that entire practice. If you guys don't know, Jon and Corey are building a beautiful practice that will hopefully be open next year, right?
So 2 years. So January 2027. Yeah.
2 years. So like, I feel like once you get closer to that, maybe.
That's what we're thinking. I think once and I actually think if interest rates continue to go down a little bit, I think we're going to probably build our home. Hopefully
exciting,
soon.
Yes.
So we both looked at each other. We're like, there is no way we will get divorced if we build a new practice and build a new home in the same time.
At the same time.
But I think we might be okay. Like we're working with an architect firm, which has really been helpful. And we have a lot of people in our corner helping us with that. So I think honestly, we might be able to do it a little bit sooner than we thought, which would be great.
Yeah, which is so exciting.
And if we can, I really don't want to be 40 and start having kids. Like, you know, they all say like it gets harder, you know, as we get older.
Yep. No, it's so true. Yep. Yeah. But that was my husband. He was like, come on, I'm not getting any younger over here.
Listen, it's whatever God has in store for me, I guess.
That's right. No, but I feel like there comes a point where you feel stable in what you've created and you have a good patient base. And, you know, at home, I feel like we're starting to have like a little bit more downtime. So I'm like, okay, now's the time.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
So,
I love it.
Yeah. So it was so fun because I got to tell all my other injector buddies while we were out there in California.
Yeah. Yeah. You made me take a picture of you and Chrissy and Veronica.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, on a count of 3, Nicole's pregnant. They're like, ah. And they're like, wait, what?
They were so confused.
And that morning, guys, she is putting her scrubs on and she looks at me and she's like, do you think I can get away with like tucking it in or like leaving it untucked? I'm like, ooh, honey, untucked. Like,
yeah, you gotta leave it untucked.
Because you just have that and I didn't notice it. You have this little bump. Yeah. Just a little bump.
If you look hard enough, it's there.
I don't know. You're so tall and slender that like you're going to just be all belly.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. I feel like everyone's so used to me being so slender that they'll pick up on it. But it was funny too because Veronica was like, I was wondering why your shirt wasn't tucked in.
Aw.
I'm like, yeah, that's why.
I love it. Oh, crazy. We're so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
It only took her 3 times, guys. And she... Is it TMI? Can I like say?
You can share it. Go ahead.
She goes, it's been 3 months. And I go, that was that Train the Trainer in San Diego. She goes, yep. That's when it was. I'm like, okay, great.
That's why we brought Kevin. We were ovulating.
My God. It was his birthday. Remember the whole, right? Wasn't it his birthday?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Too funny. We were ovulating. I can't.
But yeah, exciting times. So I'm so happy. I can't wait to announce. I'm going to announce on Instagram like 2 days before this goes out. So I just can't wait for everyone to. It's starting to become like a job hiding it.
No, it is because you're like it's what you're wearing and all the things. Yeah. So exciting. Okay, we kind of branched away there, but I had to talk about it.
No, I love it. We couldn't hide it anymore. Well, it's actually funny on when I did the Elevate program, we did similar how to you guys in California, a bunch of the trainers went to dinner. They always do kind of like a welcome dinner. And before I did the Elevate program 2 weeks ago with Allergan, I injected on stage. And the night before we had a dinner with the faculty and I ordered a mocktail and I was trying to be so discreet about it. I didn't tell anyone it was a mocktail. It was on the menu. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'll have the Hampton Spritz. It comes out in this giant cup with like a wooden straw and everyone's like, wow, what is that? That looks delicious. I'm gonna get that as my next drink.
Wait, did they find out?
Yeah, no, I didn't tell them then. I told them the next day, but
oh my God.
I got caught with my mocktail.
Oh my God, that's great.
And anyone that knows me, I never turn down a good drink. So they right then and there, they were like, that's weird.
Well, you're lucky because if we went out, I'd be like, it would have been like lights. I've been like,
something's up.
I would have waited till you and I were together, but I would have been like, bitch, are you pregnant? Just freaking tell her.
Just tell me right now.
Oh my God. So just this time of year, December, I mean, holiday time right around the corner. Are you Oh my God. This is like such a it's like, this is like the fun.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, the holiday bustle, but like in the office, everyone, they're like that week. Hi, I need to get in this week. I need to get in this week for my Botox, my filler. And we're like, oh my God. Like, we told you to pre-book.
Yeah. This is why we say pre-book. I know we joke about it here. Like it's fun, but we're like, okay, November's hit. Lunches are gone. We all know we're going to be working through lunch.
Our hair.
Everyone. Oh yeah. We look insane. I look insane to begin with.
Oh my God. My hair is brittle. It's falling out. I think I have more gray hairs to my beard. My skin looks dry as F. What else? I don't even know.
We're just
sometimes I forget to put deodorant on. Like I just, you're struggling to survive, but oh my God. And then the week of December, like week of Christmas hits and you're like, oh, like you can breathe.
There.
We're almost there.
With like one brain cell left. No, but we always say like people will look at our calendar and they'll find like a 15-minute Botox slot and they'll book it, but they're really doing like a full face. It's like 5 syringes and you're just trying to like, you're never going to say no, of course. So you're trying to balance the day and make sure everyone's happy. And it's like, oh my God.
The next patient, you're like telling your medical assistant, put numbing cream on their face. We never do this. Do it anyway. Like,
I need them to sit for 20 minutes.
Listen, like we need to like, oh my gosh, it is something else.
Go wipe them off, lay them back, offer them a coffee, do something.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I try my best. If I know that I'm really behind, I try to call my patients that are coming up and tell them, if you want to stop for lunch or if you want to stop for coffee, like take your time coming in because I am running behind.
Oh my God. Yes.
But it's tough. And it's like, again, this is something that we can't rush. These are people's faces. It's a medical procedure. Like we want to give everyone that one-on-one time and you can't rush it because bad things can happen.
And like when you're in our chair, I mean, I know Nicole, you're the same way. It's the patient's number one. Like I always tell my patients, thank you so much for being patient. If they're ever waiting more than 15 minutes and I try not to even have them wait that long.
Right.
But when you're in my chair, I give you my all. So, that's what we say. But there are so many people that are also like trying to get in last minute for they're getting holiday pictures and they're like, I have a holiday picture in a week and I need to be frozen. My face needs to be frozen. I'm like, in a week?
What do you want me to do? It's not even gonna kick in.
It's not gonna be fully kicked in, but okay. Like, normally, and for those listening, if we have people that just got engaged, congrats. Or if you're just like, you have events coming up, it's really, really good to get your Botox and filler at least 4 weeks before. And the reason why is we want to make sure that we give it 2 weeks to settle. And if we need to do a touch up or something, we have the time to do it before your event. Also in pictures, sometimes you just look better at that 4 to 6 week mark because sometimes when you're like not like
frozen.
When it fully kicks in, you're like, hi,
you're like
she's here.
Yeah.
And then usually by week 4, week 6, it's settled just a little bit to where like it doesn't feel as tight, like when you're smiling and things like that. So it feels more natural. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that 2 weeks, you're like, whoa. And you might not even like look super crazy, but you feel it.
Right. Yeah.
So definitely better to give it that 4 to 6 weeks for sure. And that allows us time to tweak too. Like God forbid in 2 weeks, if you have one brow that's still lifting, oh my God, we can take care of it,
And I know we did an episode about this before, but I actually had one of my patients. She's been my patient for 4 years. And I mean, it's just so great. She's never had or required a touch up from me. Okay. That's great. But she told me this time around, she's like, oh my God, I'm so scared today. I'm like, what are you scared about? And she's like, well, oh my God, let me show you a picture. My brow was doing something funny. And she showed me, and it just so how it settled, one brow was still lifting a little bit more. And I'm like, oh my God, no. That's normal. Like that just needed a touch up of like 1 or 2 units, but that brow would have settled immediately. She's like, oh my God.
Like, I wish I knew that. Yeah.
She's like, I'm so dumb. And like, here I am thinking, oh my God, am I not doing a good job educating? But like, I think sometimes
and they get overwhelmed and they do. And then they don't know if they should reach out. And especially if they've been doing it for years, because we tell all our new patients, like, let me know if something goes wrong, let me know if something needs tweaking. But on a return patient that's been coming for years, we don't always say that,
Right. And I always say, like, give it 2 weeks. If you need to touch up or anything, give the office a call, then we can get you in, ASAP, and usually, and now my front desk will always actually call our patients at the 2 week mark just to make sure that they're happy. And that because some people don't want to tell you if something's wrong or they might need to touch up. So taking that kind of worry out of their hands helps a lot.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah. I was looking for a picture because the same thing happened to me. So obviously, okay, we have Grace, our nurse injector. And of course, when you're newer, it's hard to build a clientele, and people are a little bit weary to go to a new injector. And I always explain, like, you know, we've trained her exactly the way that we inject, you know, especially with Botox, you're in great hands. And I was going on vacation and I treated one of my own patients that I've been seeing her for probably 6 years. Okay. I did her Botox. She was going on vacation and I'm on vacation, and they send me, my manager, Tara, sends me a screenshot of this email. I've been treating this patient for 6 years. Her Botox, I don't even know what happened. She looked wild. But so she came in and Melissa and Grace saw her. They treated her. It healed fine. But my point is that even me doing it 8+ years, that stuff still happens. And I've been seeing that patient for 6 years. I did her treatment exactly the way I always do. And for some reason this time that happened. And like, I was thinking
that's
maybe
not a serious complication.
Exactly. There's an easy fix. Yeah.
It's an easy fix. And it's not even necessarily our fault. It can just be how the Botox settled. Like, it's just,
and I was wondering if I hit a vein or something and the Botox just kind of evaporated into the vein and it just didn't kick at all in that spot. But you're right. It's an easy fix. Within a couple of days, she was back to normal. Yeah. But to the patients, of course, it's alarming because you're like, oh my God, am I going to be stuck like this? Like,
right.
So I was like, it can happen to any of us.
It can. Oh, it's so normal. Such an easy fix. And that's why we have to make our patients feel so comfortable. Like, and Nicole, you're the same way. Like, our patients are our family. Like, that's why I'm like, girl, just shoot a text to the phone, like work phone with a picture. We'll get you right in for a touch up if needed. Or if you have any questions, there's no dumb question.
Exactly. And that, like, I was in Mexico and they sent me that and I was like, immediately, I'm like, Melissa, you need to see her. Like, she is one of my diehard patients. Like, get her in today.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll do anything for our patients. But yes. So yes, if you're getting married, make sure you get your Botox at least 4 to 6 weeks before your wedding, or any major event. Like, ideally, even like pictures, like family pictures, just get it done. That way, if you need a tweak or an adjustment, we could do it before. But yes.
Yeah. Cause those things happen.
They can. Yeah, they do.
With the holidays coming up and skincare and all that, I feel like a lot of questions that I get are actually kind of, patients are smarter now. They're doing their own research. And I feel like a lot of my patients want like things that are going to help anti-aging and prevent aging. And a lot of them are asking about ways that they could boost their collagen. And it's funny because I think as patients, we don't realize a lot of what we do anyway is still boosting the collagen. So even when we're doing Botox and stuff, all those little kind of pokes of the needles and things of that are kind of creating a little bit of uptick in your collagen. But especially the Moxie BBL, the IPL, the erbium, yours is called.
Yep.
These things will definitely increase your collagen and help kind of tighten the skin and give that overall more youthful appearance to it. But I feel like that's definitely a question I get a lot. And I'm sure too, like with the PDGF, is that something, you know, with the growth factors and that you're definitely seeing in the research that the collagen is increasing
so much. I mean, it's 1,000 to 3,000 times more potent than PRF and PRP, which that's incredible. I mean, it's almost taking the place of doing PRF and PRP. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's really cool. And obviously there's no FDA approvals yet for it to be injected under the skin or anything like that. So like Nicole said before, it's really important to make sure that you're going to a provider that is, going per the FDA indications. And right now we can use it topically on compromised skin, like after microneedling or ablative laser, Moxie, you name it, or you can microneedle it into it. And what's really cool about that technology is that, so it's mixed with hyaluronic acid. And obviously the PDGF is placed over the compromised skin, those little microchannels that were made from the microneedling. Obviously, that's how the PDGF gets entered into the deeper parts of the skin, but it's delivered by the hyaluronic acid. Actually, as it's absorbed in the skin, it kind of brings it into the skin. Does that make sense?
Interesting. Yes.
It's a really cool technology. And what I thought was really cool about it is that it's actually not only increasing collagen production, but rebuilding blood vessel walls underneath the skin. So it's really helping to almost revascularize your skin tissue, making it look more just healthy. It was originally actually made to treat diabetic foot ulcers.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were using it like in orthopedics as well for bone fractures. They actually placed it right on the fractured bone, and they obviously found that it was healing quicker than just doing nothing at all. And then obviously it made its way into aesthetics, and it's probably, I just know it's going to take the world by storm. But it's a polypeptide. We all know that those, like the PDRN and all these things are going to be kind of the way of the future. And I just think these kind of treatments, doing them in conjunction with Botox and appropriately placed filler in the face is just going to keep you looking as youthful and natural as possible.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, like how amazing Lindsay Lohan looks like.
Oh, can we please like show a picture of Lindsay? Because there's this picture. We'll
do like a before and what she looks like now.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I know we all know that she had a little bit of a tough time around in the early 2007, 2012, like around that time. But now, I mean, even when she was starting to make her comeback, she kind of looked a little overfilled. It's not, or like just
like a little bloated. Yeah. Puffy.
The bloated look. And all of a sudden over the past like year and a half, I mean, I don't know if she had micro dissolving done of her filler, or she might've lost a little weight too. Could have been that as well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like too much surgery. It just looks like she might've dissolved some filler and placed it, appropriately in some areas. And I think she's doing a lot of skin rejuvenation with like, the microneedling, BBL, Moxie, things like that.
Yeah. Which I think is huge. And another component of the BBL that we have is called Skin Tight. So it actually works to heat up the deeper layers of the skin. So it's great for like the looser areas of the neck and things like that. And it also boosts collagen, which is another great.
It reminds me of InMode's Forma.
Okay.
A little bit. I think they do. I don't have that device. I know our friend Amanda injects down in Scranton. She has Forma. And a few of my other friends have Forma, but it's like kind of like minimal downtime, right? Like they're just kind of pink and then just.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this Skin Tight, there's like barely any downtime. Yeah. Yep. And you can see the tightening right away. It's actually incredible.
You probably could call it like the red carpet facial.
Yeah. Yep.
So they sometimes call that. Yeah. So it's good maybe 2 days before an event.
Yeah. And we say like, if you could do 6 to even 10 treatments, it's obviously you're going to have even better results. But immediately after, if you did it like the day before an event, you'd be nice and snatched and tight.
The next time I come to Jersey, I might have to have that done.
Yeah, absolutely. We're loving it.
Also, I'm a little pissed that you're not going to be there for my training.
Oh, I know.
Guys, I have to go to Jersey to do 1 or 2 Allergan trainings, and Miss Nicole is not going to be there. She's going to be in New York City. It's fine.
From the man that tells me I need to say no more. He's like, I'll get on a flight and come do some trainings.
Because I feel bad. I felt bad. And I looked at Corey.
It's good. Yeah.
Literally Corey and I were having, oh my God. It's just like, we're currently, going through a rebranding of our business. And that's something I want to touch base on just a little bit too. We've been in business now for 2.5 years. I mean, I love my logo, Tox Pout Aesthetics. It's got a cute little like pink lip on it. But one thing we're seeing more men get treatments done, which is just so great. Right. And I think we're going to obviously continue to see that as
absolutely,
as these treatments get more normalized in our culture and stuff. But, I wanted to rebrand because I felt like our logo looked a little too feminine, and I just wanted to make it more neutral. So that way it appealed, more to men as well. Yeah. I also think it's important, as there's some businesses that, they continue to evolve, and they're continuing to stay busy, right? And get new patients in, and it's great. But then there's some, practices that, blow up, but then they start to kind of go down, and then they're wondering, wait, why aren't I as busy? Blah, blah, blah. But because you have to do like a self-reflection, and you have to not just be like, oh, we're busy, we don't have to do anything. No, you have to keep things exciting. You have to keep things changing. People love to see that. And it's also like science changes, like the world changes, and we have to change with it. And if people don't see that, they're going to notice it, and it will make them less apt to like come in.
100%.
Don't you agree?
And yes. Yeah. And that's why I feel like all the courses we do and the classes and the conferences are so important, because if we don't stay at the top of our field, how are we going to know, all the new things and make sure that we're integrating them to the practice so that our patients get the best results that they can get? Because like you said, science is always changing. We're always finding new things.
Right. And this field is blowing up. I mean, there are new injectors, coming in left and right, which is incredible. But because it's like tripling, quadrupling over the next couple of years. But because of that, there's going to be some injectors and some practitioners that aren't that great, which I hate saying, but you have to stay well-versed and you have to educate yourself and set yourself apart because I don't know, like you said, it's just,
that's the problem. We're not considered like a full-on specialty yet. So there's no kind of criteria that we need to follow to become a practitioner in this field. Mm-hmm. So, and not everyone, like me and Melissa, have a very strict, training protocol and an amount of models and weeks and months that Grace had to be,
which is great.
She had a silicone head before she ever touched anyone. Like not everywhere does that. Some places will just kind of bring you on, give you a weekend course, and then you're right to seeing patients, So you just, and everyone starts somewhere. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just that you do want whoever you're seeing to have had that kind of build up and make sure they've done a certain amount of models and a certain amount of treatments before they're treating you,
100%. Yeah. So, but back to what I was kind of starting.
Yes, yeah. Sorry.
I just went on a tangent, but I wanted to make that point because as more people are going to flood this field, which is great, there's that opportunity for you to set yourself apart and get better. And we need more people that do that. Anyway, but I was literally just having a conversation with my husband. He's just like, okay, you're doing all these trainings. You're going, for conferences, you're rebranding, we're growing. It's the holiday time. Corey actually just started his job as a family doctor in September. So he's getting accustomed to that. And and then all of a sudden, I'm getting, I literally had a conversation with Nicole. I'm like, I'm not doing any more trainings through the end of the year. Like I need to relax. Like anytime I need to meditate and have some self-care. And then the minute I get a text from, a BDM, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, what do you think? Are you okay with it? He's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm working. So go ahead and do it. I'm like, okay, great. Okay, bye.
All right. I'm in.
I'll do it. but no, with these trainings, I mean, we genuinely love doing it. Like me and Nicole love it because it makes us better providers because it keeps us up to date on the latest techniques, safe techniques, and making sure that we're doing a good job as well. And because we have to teach other people how to be competent providers and give the best care to their patients. So we love it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's fun to see, you meet so many people, and I feel like that's so important too. As an injector, having a community that you can kind of throw things back and forth with, making connections is such a big part of what we do.
Huge. And you can tell within seconds, when we're going to a training and things like that, whether or not a provider is passionate about this field, and people aren't going to succeed if they're not passionate about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that a lot of people think they're going to get into this field and money's just going to start falling in their lap. And if you're not passionate about it, those patients aren't going to be there. And if those patients aren't there, the overhead on this stuff is insane.
And honey, if you own your own practice, okay, just so you know, you will be constantly on the go. There's never downtime. It's just, and you have to be okay with it. But I'll be honest, if you're okay with that, if you're okay with being busy, having a list of tasks you're doing all the time, then good, do it. You're meant for it. And it's the best thing that I will say. And I think Nicole will say the same thing. It's the best thing we ever did was going out on our own and opening up our own practice.
100%. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Fill Me In podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.
Congrats, Nicole, on being a mom.
Thank you. Oh my God, it's crazy.
Insane. I love it. Boy mom.
Yes, boy mom.
All right. And then you can follow us on Instagram. I'm Injector Jon.
And Aesthetic Nurse Nicole.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys.
All I want.